Welcome, everyone, to a beautiful Monday and a brand new month, the month of May, which is the second of the month of 2022. I am Astro-Numerologist LLoyd Strayhorn. You are here live with Lloyd, with the joy of numerology is a joy of learning and truly enlightenment once you understand it. I can't thank you enough. As you see on the show tonight is that very special guy, that guy right there, which is me, the person who's supposed to have been on today. There was some mixed signals. Mercury is going to be retrograde soon, so that may have been part of it. So they will be on later this month. But in the meantime, today, it will be me. And this way I can answer many of your questions if you got them, comments and whatnot. And so we're going to have a lot of fun. So now what I want to do is, as you know, I always give the cosmic forecast for today. So let me tell you how it works. All right, it is the 2nd of May, a Monday, 2022. The sun is in Taurus and the moon is in the sign of Gemini still. It's an 11 universal day. It's a 3 universal week. It's a 4 universal day, which means it's to work in unison with like-minded persons for your success today. Those signs of Aquarius and Leo and Gemini and Cancers, they will take the lead. Not that other signs won't do well, but these 4 will do well a little bit more in particular, as well as those born on the 2nd or the 4th of the month, the 11th or the 13th of the month, the 20th, the 22nd, 29th, or 31st of the month. So, as you see, the show is live with Lloyd, where the joy of numerology is the joy of learning and enlightenment. Please like, please share, and please subscribe. I keep forgetting, and it's right there at the top too. So again, my qualifications. Nice to have a whole ton of numbers that I've seen people do. I won't know how they do it. It's okay. My thing is, if you really like it, then go for it, please. Please share for those that find that they can use the knowledge, learn from the knowledge and whatnot, and please subscribe so you know what's going on every Wednesday, Monday, and Wednesday at 7 p.m. So with that being said, let me get right to it. Okay, let me do this. Okay, there we go, everybody. How y'all doing? Anyway, we're gonna have some fun. We're in a brand new month. There's a couple of things happening. Pluto went retrograde. Okay, other planets are gonna start acting up, but the one that most people are most familiar with is the planet of Mercury, which deals with motion and movement, communications, travel, documents, contracts, all kinds of things. The words you say and how you write, all of these things are very important. So when Mercury goes, as they call retrograde, or simply another fancy word for going backwards, it's like there's a hits, like let's say it's doing the normal 60 miles an hour. Now it cuts back to maybe 40 miles an hour, which means the activity is at its normal pace, but is rather slowed down instead. Okay, I'm going to have astrologers. I was thinking about Kalia Washington, and I've had her on early in the show, but I need to have her back and a couple other astrologers to talk about some of these planets. It's going to be, as I talk about, they talk about a hot summer is going to be a crazy summer with the planets. There'll be no less than 4 or 5 planets that are out of alignment or retrograde at the same time. And thank goodness Mercury isn't one of them. Okay. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take your questions. I'm going to, there's several ways I can go with this. I can either do your personal year forecast, since it's a brand new month, so you can find out what's going on. I can tell you what your most lucky numbers are. I say lucky because people are used to games of chance and lottery and stuff like that. But these are your power numbers, actually. Once you understand your numbers in the order of the sequence of how they go, you will know how to time everything. So, for example, today is the 2nd, all righty? And it's ruled by the moon, which has dominion over Monday. So right now, the 2 is falling on its own day. So anybody born on the 2nd, the 11th, well, actually the 2nd, the 7th, the 11th, the 16th, the 20th, the 25th, 29th of the month, this is your day. Why? Because 2 is an interchangeable number with the 7. So if it was a 7 falling on a Monday, I would say a 7 and a 2. But since it's a 2, then its co-ruler, its twin, so to speak, is the number 7. And the number The day that rules the number 2 and 7 is Monday, which is today. All righty. So if things have been going a little bit easier for you compared to the way things have been, fine. But if you got a specific question, I will try to zero in on it, whether it's relationships or whatever the case is. But I just thought it would be a fun time to have because, as you know, I've been having guests for quite some time. I'm going to be having a guest on Wednesday because Mother's Day is coming up. So all you mothers and mothers to be and mothers that want to be, um, I want to wish you happy Mother's Day in advance. We're going to have a very special lady telling a very special story on Wednesday. Anyway, we'll tell you about that. Anyway, though, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with the comments and see how they go. So, oh, and by the way, I do want to thank, it was very, very nice. A couple of people, I mean, it's really, really nice, and I can't thank you enough. Let's see. Okay. Um, Now, readings by Callie. This is, I had her on my show not too long ago. Alrighty. And she wanted to know about good to see you. I would like to open a storefront, but I'm not sure if I should or if I have some fears and the doubts, mostly financial. Could you tap on that peace and loving? Well, it's interesting because she is a Virgo and she is, and in fact, one of the areas, one of the times that will rule her sign are the months of May and June. However, since Mercury goes to retrograde on the 10th of this month and lasts through June the 3rd of next month, it would not be the best time. But what she can do while Mercury is going retrograde is to do the homework, do the background check, and things of that nature. So I do believe she is September the 16th. So if I do that, 7 plus 6 is 4. She's in a 4. So actually, the month of June, because when I add her 4 year to the 6th calendar month, that adds up to a 1. And 1 is always a cycle for taking the initiative, beginning, new beginnings, new directions, new opportunities. And I would say the week of the 3rd, actually the 2nd, let me see, because she'll be in a 1 week, I mean, a 1 month. So it would be the last week, the week of the 15th, the 22nd to the end of the month. There is a technique that I'm going to be sharing with the clubhouse members, and also I'll be teaching how to do that. But well, there is a concept that I developed called the personal week. Everybody knows about the personal year, which is taking the month, the day, and the year you want to know about. Then the destiny, which is the month, the day, and the year you're born to find out what grade you are in the school of life, which means in this present existence, what you're here to learn and master. But then there is the personal month. So when I took reading by Callie, since she is September 16th, if memory serves me correct, then she's in a 4 because I took the month, the day, and added it to the present year, which is 2022. That's a 4, which means being structured, being organized, having a game plan, then having an option built in where the priority is needs versus want, where the person might want something, but they need to handle their business first. So when I added the 4 personal year to the 6th position month, which is June, 4 plus 6 is 10 of 1. So anytime you want to launch something, step out on faith, set the foundation to anything that you wish to last, then June, and then see, and on top of it, June is one of her key months anyway. It's actually May, June, and July. Alrighty. So she will be in her really strong point from there all the way through the end of the summer. Well, not the end of the summer, but going into the heat of the summer, which would be July. So it would be good. But looking at June, I would say since I got the personal week 1 plus the 4th calendar week is a 5, which is ruling the Gemini week for her. So that would be good to do that. All right. And in fact, it will probably be near the new moon in the end of June for her. Like uh, the new moon was back on April the 30th. So I'd say the new moon would probably be somewhere around about the 30th or 31st of May going into June, which would be a good time because it's the new moon of that day, and you got 7 days going past the new moon to do what you got to do. So hopefully that will help you. All righty. So let me go to this. Will be Lakeisha. She's gonna. Will I be starting a new relationship? And she is born August the 13th of 81. So here's the point. What I do is this. I'm always looking for the key number. She is a fire sign with an air number. So that means her key numbers are the 4, the 1, and the 5. So that means if anybody she wants to be a common relationship with, they would be in the months of February, June, July, August, and September. Because the months that are important to you represents how you feel when you meet somebody for the first time. I have a CD that I think of bringing back out on relationships where why is it you can meet a person for the first time and feel very comfortable with them as if you know them, but it is the date of birth that represents that mental connection. So if she met somebody, let's say February the 5th, her numbers are the 4, 1, and 5. His numbers would be the 5, 4, and 1. All of this is in my orange book behind me, Numbers in You, a Numerology Guide for Everyday Living. So when I look at the year that she's in this year, she's in a 1 personal year. No, excuse me. She's not. She's in a 9 personal year this year because I took August the 13th, added it to 2022. So with her being in a 9 personal year, it means she's going to wrap some things up. She's going to get rid of some things that she maybe wish to kind of like put to a close or bring to an end. And at the same time, it means that relationship wise, Aries, Leos, like her, Scorpios, or people who are born on the 9th, the 18th, or the 27th of the month might get her attention. All right. And so these are her numbers. So I am going to try to keep it short because I can run my mouth. I really love this stuff. Okay. So anyway, this is Angela Gunther, who is born on November the 27th. She is a fire sign with a fire number. And that means just that. Fire is an element denoting action, people that are proactive, people that are energetic, people who are, as they say, fired up, which is a popular phrase from Reverend Al Sharpton, who happens to be a fire number himself, born on the 3rd of October. So it simply tells me that in this case, whoever is in her space, will have to have some get up and go. They can't be just, a bump on the stump, just laying around doing nothing. That's not going to work. Interestingly enough, her birthday suggests she tends to probably attract men in uniform. So she's born in 67. So if she was, let's say, married or whatever the case is, more than likely it may have been a person that she was dating or either married or engaged to with a background with uniform, law enforcement, military, construction, handle machinists, or something of that nature. But I tell you this, what you see is what you get. If you don't want to hear the truth, this is not the sister to mess with. Okay. So I want to go back a second because I've got so many, but I'm going to try to take everybody. And so for Nubian Child, her favorite channel, thank you. This is my favorite channel too. Again, people have made nice comments about the Live with Lloyd show. But the secret source to the success of this show has been the amazing guests that I've had on. And I'm going to have some of the regulars back on. Later on, around in June, I want to have the 4 tarot ladies. They got different styles, different flavors. So we'll do that. So I'm thinking of all kind of with my Aquarian self, kind of unique or different ideas to make it interesting and entertaining. And thank you very much for making this her favorite channel. And let me see. She says, okay, this is Chanel. And she says, I'm sure this is going to be a wonderful show, as always, bringing on great content and guests. Well, I'm the guest today. And the best of sharing. And yes, I do like to share. I do like to learn. And this is how I teach people. Greetings from Long Island. Let me see now, get to some birthdays up in here. All righty. And by the way, if you want to know what your personal month is, this is what you do. You take the month you're born, then you add the day you're born, then you add the year you want to know about. Okay? So it's very, very simple. So let's say you took somebody April 20th, right? You take 4, then 2, added the 6. That means that this particular person is in a 3 personal year, which, because each personal year cycle denotes not only the mindset of what's going on, the environment of what's happening, also even health tendencies, and more particularly the kind of people that will come into your space and help and assist in some way, shape, or form. So since 3 is associated with Jupiter, because each of these numbers here ruled by planets, And once you understand the nature of the planets, you know they are connected not only with the zodiac signs in the horoscope, but they're also connected with the numbers too. So what that means from this example I just cut off the top of my head, it simply means that this particular person is in a good luck cycle, or the lady luck cycle, or the cycle of expansion, self improvement, money, prosperity, call it what you will. It also deals with legal, semi legal matters. It also deals with widening their contacts, widening their source. And it's not just this person gave as an example, but for anybody who's listening, this have a is in a 3 personal year, then that's what you'll be having. It's also a fun year, but it's also a year to handle your business, and it's also a year to stay away from anybody that want to slander you or get involved with some gossip that you don't have really no time for. So when I add the 3 personal year to the 5th calendar month, 3 plus 5 is 8. Now, in numerology, everybody wants to know when they're going through that 8 day, 8 month, 8 year, 8 week, or whatever. And in this case, she'll be in an 8 personal month, or he will be in an 8 personal month, because this is Luther Vandross's birthday too, and a couple other people, David Seinfeld, and they all talk about Hitler as if he's the only one who was born on that day. No, no. Everybody I can name, no matter what day a person's born, I can name some person or personality that's been in the news or in history or in the books that can that makes it important. So yes, we do take it personal, but in this case, this particular person, whether male or female, young or older, in between, but the older the better, they're entering a money cycle. And since this is the beginning of the sign of Taurus, uh, and we're in the period of Taurus, and Taurus rules monies, and like the 8 numerically rules monies, I would say this person should do very well, bless their soul. They'll be doing a lot of growing up too. All righty. So, okay, we got that straight. So let's go to Michelle Davis. And Michelle is born 10/24/74 at 6:05 p.m. So that means her sun is somewhere in the 7th house, I do believe. 7th house, the house of partnerships and relationships. But it's very interesting because this person, Michelle's numbers are the 6, the 8, and the 3. Now, in my book, Numbers in You, the orange book behind me, I have listed about page 200 and something everybody's birthday from January the 1st through the end of the year, December 31st. And what I do is I point out numbers that will follow you. We all have numbers that guide us. There are no exceptions to the plan on this planet. I don't care what language you speak, what culture you come from, what your ethnicity, weight, height, gender, finances. Every single one of you have a number that's very important. So would you understand that? And when I said certain numbers are the 6, 8, and 3, what does that mean? I know people because I'm from New York, so everybody gave me a hard way to go in this city, but it made me get my act together so I can talk in a way that's intelligent, a way that explains what I mean. So when I said the 6, 8, and 3 are her numbers, it sets the stage for what I want to do, which means that of all the days, Friday is her best day. Why? Because Friday is ruled by Venus, and Venus rules the number 6. Then Saturday is her second best day because Saturn is ruled Saturday, from where that came from. And then there is Thursday, which is the Jupiter day. So technically, Thursday, Friday, Saturday are her best days. But what it means is this: it means of all the days, Friday comes first, Saturday comes second, Thursday comes third. So, yes, the calendar would say Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but if she had to do something, when she should take that test, and this is the whole point of it, hanging out with everybody, your friends, going to a movie, having something to eat, bowling, all that stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you have to make a decision of consequences. All righty, where there's a make it or break it. You don't want to do it on any other day. That's why everybody's there is not the same. But in this case, I would recommend that this person always pick Friday as their first choice day, then Saturday is their second choice day, then Thursday. Then it sets up dates, then it sets up months, then it sets up years, it sets up ages. There's a whole lot, which is why I started introducing Learn from Lloyd with Numerology on Clubhouse. That's on every Thursday at 7 p.m. And an interesting challenge for me because it's a visual an audio where you got to explain things in words where I'm used to showing illustrations like I like to do on a show like this. So that's it for there. Let's go from there. Let's see who else we got. So all of you should be able to figure out what personal year you're in. To figure out your year first, simple. You take the month you're born, the day you're born, and the year the year you want to know about. I like this technique because not only can you project in the future, because I've met some people, well, okay, Lloyd, what's going to be the next 5 years ahead? Simple. I'll say whatever the month and day and year is, I'll say, okay, 2022, 2023, 24, 25, 26. And so once I do that, I can project. I can even project thousands of years in the future. So let's say, Lloyd, okay, in the year 4032, what universal year will it be in? It'll be a nine. Simple. 4 plus 0 plus 3 plus 2 is 9. So I can go way centuries ahead. None of us will be here, by the way, but I hope the planet is here too. But the point is that no matter whether you're in the present of 2022, the year of the six, or you go back to 1881, which is the year of the 20 or two, no matter whether it's the past, the present, or the future, you can discern the whole universal influence that will be affecting the world at that point in time in the universe. So this is what makes it amazing. So when you want to find your personal year, okay, later for the world, okay. So let's take the example that I use. This guy born April the 20th, right? So if they say, okay, Lloyd, since you're so smart, well, what will be my personal year in the year 4032? Simple. I take 4 plus 20 plus 4032. They will be in a six personal year. Simple. Now, they ain't gonna live to see it, okay? But that's not the point. The point is to be able where you can project living in the present, going back in the past when something significant happened. So this technique is excellent. So you want to know, well, what cycle was I going through when I married? What cycle was I going through when I got out of school? What cycle was I going through when I had my first child? Or all the milestones, because there are different milestones occurring at different times. And if you want to know the personal year cycle, because everything is cyclical, like the weather, the seasons. Okay, right now we're into the spring, then we're going to go into the summer, then next it'll be the fall, then the winter. Well, and we have these seasons in our lives too. We have winter seasons, summer seasons where we're very productive, winter seasons where there are challenges and we're at a low. This is how it goes. But the point is, this technique is the most fantastic thing that you can do. So if you want to know when you did this or that, whether in the past, the present, or the future, you just take the month you're born, the day you're born, and add it to the year in question. Okay. So, okay, let's see who we got here. We got Vanessa Sutton. She is born November the 5th. Since she is a water sign with an air number, she happens to be in a four personal year. Now, four, a lot of people sometimes don't like four because you got to put in the work. And nowadays I understand there's this whole feeling and sense of instant gratification, just add water. But I like the four because what you put in is what you get back. Now, if you're not used to putting in the effort, working up a sweat, putting your shoulders to the wheel, this is not the year for you, yet you can't avoid it. Okay. So you can avoid it if you want to, but if at the end of the year you get nothing back because you put nothing in, you should not be surprised. This is the year that does that in a four cycle. Yes, you may have to make an effort, but so what? Also, in this cycle, you save first. You also make whatever monies, bonuses, lotteries, extra monies you get, you save yourself first. Okay. And by the end of the year, you'll be pleasantly surprised. Now, in her case, Bonetta's case, her lucky numbers are the 5, 9, and 6. What does that mean? I'm glad she asked. 5 rules Wednesday, 9 rules Tuesday, and 6 rules Friday. So although the calendar would say Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, if she's got to make a decision, it's always Wednesday first. Why? Because that rules the number 5. The next is Tuesday second. Why? Because that's her second best number after 5. It's like unlocking a safe. And if you don't turn that tumbler in a certain order, you won't get in to get your valuables, your jewelry, to find out what you are about. So 5, 9, and 6 are her numbers, which means Wednesday, Tuesday, and Friday. So when I add to the year again she's in, so since she's in a 4 personal year, then when I add it to the 5th position month that we're in now for May, she is in a 9 personal month. So this is the site. This is the year for her. I mean, the month of May to cut her losses. Okay. Not only that, but astrologically, For Scorpions, this time of the year, which is late April, May, is her considered astrologically her opposition period, which means, you know how you have your peaks, your valleys. So for all Scorpios, they'll be like, they'll be kind of like at the bottom of the pole. And with Mercury going retrograde during this month, that means they shouldn't rush into anything. They need to double check things before they make agreements or sign papers. The phones act up, the computers, the cars may act up. But if they know in advance, then they don't get bent out of shape. Because as they say in the good book, and this too shall pass, it will really pass. You just have to go through it. But I guess we used to, things being very easy, no problems. But that's not the real world because the sun don't come out every day. Okay. There will be cloudy days and stormy days and overcast days. But mostly I like sunny days, like everybody else for the most part. So that's it with her. Let's see. Thanks, Jackie. She said you just click like. So let me do this again because I will forget. If you really like this format, Live with Lloyd, please click like. It's fine. I'm not worried about the numbers. I don't even know how many I got yet. I'm serious. I don't look. I don't say, okay, let me see how many likes I got. Because then I'll get distracted from my mission, which is to raise my viewers' consciousness. Okay. That's my goal. All right. About numbers and other areas that relate to the metaphysical world, for whether tarot. I think I'm going to do one on palmistry up the road too, which is, what does your hand say? So that's going to be interesting. But so share, if you think so, word of mouth is still the best word of mouth. I mean, you have a Coca-Cola that spends, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, almost probably millions just to get their brand name out there. But all manufacturers, all corporations will tell you the best word is the power of the word, which is the word of mouth. All righty. So if you can share and then subscribe, that way you can find out what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Then you have the options of seeing it or not seeing it. And after the live segment is off, about maybe 10 minutes later, you can see it on YouTube. Okay. So anyway, thank you, Jackie, for that. I much appreciate it. This is Denisha Hansen. She is born 2/22/1985 at 3:28 a.m. So if I go backwards, that means her sun is somewhere probably at the bottom of the chart, which would make it, I would say, around that'd be first, second, somewhere between the second and the third house. That's where a house would be, which is, if it's in the second house, the house of possessions. If it's in the third house, the house of children, communications, and movement and stuff like that. But it tells me this person likes to be very different. So if I took her month and day of birth, February the 22nd, and added to 2022 to see what her personal year cycle is, she's going through a 3. And since her key numbers are the 4, 1, and 3, and 3 is one of her key numbers, that tells me that this should be, for the most part, somewhat of a fun year, a year that's very productive, a year where she can get a lot of things done, a year where she can broaden her contacts or networks. All she's got to do is not be aware or avoid people trying to throw shade on her name, get into scandals and stuff. So don't get into gossip. This is not the year for you. Maybe another time, but let other women gossip and you just stay out of it. Okay. But what happens is this: if she's in a 3 personal year for 2022, she will be in a 4 personal year for 2023. And anytime your personal year is matching your date of birth, that makes it even more specific. Now, I've discussed about the master numbers. I have a section in my book on the master numbers. So master number people are very different, very unique. And there was this saying, to much is given, much is required, so to speak, to paraphrase the word. So that means she would be very gifted to do things. And since I'm seeing all those 2s running up through her birthday, she would do well in the mechanical, mathematical sciences, computers, technology, engineering, finicky and fuss about her eating habits, dietary laws, stuff like that. But the year for her this year is about prosperity, good luck, expansion, self-improvement. And it tells me right after her birthday, she probably changed her hair in some way too, or got involved in some exercise or routine, or getting back in the gym, or losing a pound or 2, or tightening up for the summer coming up, because one of her best times of the year is February, March, August, followed by December. Those are her power months. Again, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's February, then March, then, and when I say February, that's late January, February. March is late February, March, which she is. Then August is late July into August, and then late November, December. And she'll find that people important in her life, family members, friends, loved ones, things of that nature, will got will be very important. So, okay. So somebody says about the tarot. So I know that this person has the tarot. I don't know whether they do tarot also, but if so, that would be interesting. I will reach out to them. And peace and love to my brother King Simon. In fact, I will have King Simon on Monday, May the 9th. They have an event coming up on the 15th, I think, of May. So he'll be on with a special guest. Blue Pill will be one of them. And so that's going to be interesting. And he's going to have two beautiful sisters with him. So they're going to be talking about that. But thanks. And let me tell you this. If everybody says, well, why are you always mentioning King Simon? Because King Simon did a whole lot for me, which I have no problems giving the brother props for. In fact, being on this platform is one of them, among other things he's done. Some of it's scandalous, but we ain't going to go there because it ain't this kind of show. Anyway, here we go. Let's see. We got Akia. Akia is born. Here's another master number. Akia is born December the 22nd. Now, Sagittarius normally goes up until December the 21st. After that, you're in Capricorn season. So this is a Capricorn. So this person's numbers are the 4, 1, and 8. And what it means is that Sunday's the best day, followed by Saturday, then Monday. So the person will say, well, what about Saturday, Sunday, Monday? That's fine. But if she wants to do it correctly and make the decisions that's in her favor, she should always aim to do it on a Sunday first, like yesterday, first, or on Saturday, second, followed by Monday. And when I say these days, again, these are not numbers for lottery, although people have told me they've actually won lotteries when I gave them these key or lucky numbers, and I think they go there and play them and whatnot. But the point is, I'm talking about this way that God guides us, because if the Creator, the Source, gives certain seasons, certain plants and vegetables and whatnot to be in season, okay. So, for example, when I was with my grandmother, they would have what is called green peanuts or boiled peanuts. They're interchangeable. Well, they're not in season yet, but they're getting close to it. But if you wait till September, October, it's out of season. So everything has a season. So this is why I came up with this technique, because if you can be in the wrong place at the wrong time, how come you can't be in the right place at the right time? Makes sense to me. So I've learned through trial and error, through a little sweat and tears and discouragement, at least they tried to discourage me, it didn't work, about how to name a person's best times of the year where they're productive, where they tend to be in the right place at the right time. That's always my goal. Alrighty, so let's go to. Oh, by the way, yes, I did her numbers and whatnot. This person here is Natalie Crawford. She is October the 14th. Now, she's an air sign with an air number. And that means she's always in her head, so to speak. Air numbers represents reasoning, logic. They're very curious, especially the number 5. They've always got a question or two going on. What about this? What about that? They happen to be for the year 2022 in a 3 personal year, also like one of our earlier callers. So if she's in a 3 personal year, and May is one of her months, because her months are April, May, June, September, October, November. So we're out of April. Now we're in May, which is one of her months, but things get even saucier in the month of June. And so right now for May, she's entered what is called an 8 personal month. And this is the number of achievement and recognition and money and power, authority, making major moves. But it's also a cycle where she does a lot of growing up too. So it should be very interesting. And again, her days are always on a Wednesday first, followed by Friday, then Tuesday. So it's not Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Her days are Wednesdays first, Friday second is a choice day, then Tuesday is the third choice day. And you'll find that when you do things in alignment, everything tends to work out well. So this is who we spoke with, Ms. Oli Dawoke. I hope I'm saying it name, Boutique and Tarot. She's got a birthday coming up toward the end of this month. So therefore, this particular individual is an air sign with a water number. Alrighty. So that means reasonings and emotions, logics and feelings, things of that nature. So that means that so she has a choice. You know how sometimes you get a feeling about something and the person, you don't know what you're talking about, and that feeling don't go away. That's the water side of her nature. Okay. So I tell people with this configuration because what will happen because she has an air sign, which is about logic and reasoning. If she doesn't respond to her feelings, she might say, that don't make no sense. And then go against it. So later on up the road, she wishes she to follow her feelings. So I tell people with this particular configuration that if, for example, you check your past history. Check it when you got this feeling that you are right on point, and then check it when. So, for example, she might get a tickle in her stomach or something of that nature, or bubbliness, or some kind of sign that lets her know her emotions are on point or her feelings are on point. Or if she doesn't get those indications, then maybe she can use the logic. So once she understands herself long enough and she's been on this planet long enough to do that, she can discern when her logic is kicking in and say, I don't care what you say, Lloyd Strayhorn, I ain't feeling you. She ain't got a problem out of me at all. Okay. So it's just that kind of understanding. Alrighty. Her numbers, by the way, are the 2, 7, and 5. Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays are her best days in that order. Monday, like today, then Wednesday, then Friday. Those are all her best days. And then she has power months too. Anyway, that's it. So we got this person, like Bird, um, just in case they're born January the 20th, 1991 is their birthday. So they happen to be in a 9 personal year. Now, here's the only thing about this configuration. Her key numbers are the 2, 7, 4, and 1. It all depends on what time. She didn't say what time. So, for example, she could have either been in the very, very last stages of Capricorn. If so, that's a 2, 7, and 8. Or she could have been in the very early stages, like Kalia Washington, our favorite astrologer. At least she's my favorite astrologer. This could be born on the very cusp of an Aquarius. So it all depends. Normally, in the case of Lightbird, people that are around the 20th, 21st, 22nd, I notice as they grow up, they read both sides. So she probably read Capricorn, she probably read Aquarius, but by this point in her life, in her adulthood, she probably knows which one leans more toward her. So for some reason, I'm going to go with Aquarius. But if she's a Capricorn, her numbers would be the 2, 7, and 8, which means Monday and Saturday are her best days. Or if she is born Aquarius, which means her key numbers thus become the 2, 7, 4, and 1, which means that Mondays and Sundays, and in a minor way, Wednesdays would be her best days. But at any rate, here's the point to make long story short. One of her opposition numbers, whether Capricorn or Aquarius, is the number 9. And 9 is always a cycle of endings and terminations. Well, when I added the January the 20th to this year, 2022, that adds up to a 9 personal year, which means this person, you like Bird, are in a cycle where it's time to let go. It's time to put some things behind you and not look back. But at the same time, it's also a time for you to fulfill some of those dreams you may have put on hold, whether you have family members, whether you have children, because sometimes we have responsibilities and, we be daydreaming about doing this or daydreaming about doing that. Well, all that's good. But what you want to do is now over and above putting negative things aside, whether negative people, negative thinking, negative actions, negative habits, and focus on the things that you want so you can manifest them. And it also represents trips too. But since 9 is also to the negative of confrontational energy, stay away from anybody like Bird that want to fuss and fight and argue and get into some drama. Let them be. Let them go their way. Let them fuss and fight. You can deal with them at another time. And especially since we're about to enter the period of Mercury retrograde in a matter of 8 days. Actually, we're in the shadow now, to be very honest. But on the 10th of May, it becomes official. All right. But there's still the shadow effect where you feel slowly things acting up. And then when you get into it, and then on the 3rd, it ends in next month, but there will still be a shadow effect on the other side of the ending, too. So it just means just be mindful. And if you got some trips and travels, May looks like a good month to travel. July is a good month to travel. And that also speaks for September and October. Those will be the travel months moving forward. Okay. So anyway, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, this is Hilda Curry. She is born July 21st. So she would be a borderline case in a sense, because sometimes Cancer goes up until July 21st, even 22nd, and sometime it'll stop on the 20th. So this is now you see why you need, when you go to an astrologer, key information, the month, the day, and the year you're born, which I need. But what an astrologer needs to be more precise is the time you were born and the location you were born. So let's say you were born 7 o'clock in New York. Well, that's fine, but that means you were born um, 4 o'clock in California. So this is why the astrologer needs to know where on this planet Earth at that month, day, and time in your life, where were you born. That's where they can configure the arrangements of the aspects and then determine the aspects and your ascendant and your moon and then other major positions in the chart. So you're not more than just a Cancer or Leo. You are a combination of a lot of other cosmic elements built in. This is why I have people on like Dominic Hood Mystic, Kaya, who will be on the 16th, in fact, talking about some of the astrology things. But these are the things that is what makes a difference with a person, okay? But in the meantime, though, I'm going to say for some reason, I'm going to put you on the Leo side of the equation, okay? So if so, your numbers would be the 3, the 1, and the 4. But if you say, hold up, Stray, I'm really a Cancer, that means then your key numbers would be the 3, 2, and 7. So that will change the days. Thursday will be the common day, whether you are a Cancer or Leo. It makes no difference in that way because the number 3, because you're born on the 21st day, has dominion over Thursday, all right, or Jupiter day. So this is a Jupiter number you're dealing with, all righty. So again, if you're a Cancer, it's a 327, and how that means is that, and what I do is I begin to ask questions. If she is a Cancer, I will know that the months of, say, for example, March and May, then July, then October and December will be significant for her. If she is a Leo, then I know that February, March, August, and December would be more important. So this is why you need to have certain key information when you go to an astrologer with the information. But I'm sure as an adult, Hilda, that you know. Now, you happen to be in a 7 personal year because when I mentally took July the 21st, added it to 2022, it factored out to a 7. 4 is a challenge to people because they got to make an effort. And a lot of people nowadays, it seems, fast forward 21st century, from what I'm hearing, seem to have this sense of entitlement. It don't work like that. You put nothing in, you get nothing out in the 4th cycle. Well, in the 7th cycle, that's even more of a challenge because in a 7th cycle, where we are usually in a culture in a world of material things, financial things, 7 is more about spirituality. It's going back home. Like you it's like going to church. It's like you trying to figure out what you're doing with your life. Why are you doing the things you do? This is why people do go back to church, or they go into prayer or meditation, or they go for readings, or they go to psychic fairs or something like that. But they're beginning to find out some of the things they want that goes beyond the 5 senses of taste, touch, relationships, and money. So I tell people when you're in a 7th cycle like Hilda is, don't chase after what you want this year. Magnetize it to you. Think of a magnet. If you got a magnet, and well, let's say you got a magnet, and if you push the magnet close to the object will come to the magnet. But if you flip it around and turn the magnet around and push the object will move away. So don't chase after what you want this year. Don't chase after the love. Don't chase after the money. But instead, you magnetize by simply thinking about it. And the best illustration I give, which is, you know, not to be redundant, but if you're walking around, Hilda Curry, saying, I don't have no money, I don't have no money, well, the source will make sure you don't have a dime. Okay. So so if money is what you want, relationships is what you want, just think about it. Just go into your mind's eye, or as I describe it, the mental screen of your mind. It's like people who have these vision boards and they cut out yachts and cars and dollar bills and all that stuff. Well, let yours be in your head. And then you think about them morning and the evening. And then, as our elders used to say, then you let go and let God. What happens in a 7th cycle? We want something, then we're going to say, listen, God, I need it at 5 o'clock. I need it on Saturday. He don't work like that. The man is busy. Okay. So what you do is you just put it out there, focus on it, and let it come to you. It's just that simple. That's all you got to do. But this is a time where you're in where you got to question yourself, why you do the things you do. You want to know why this person said this, why that person said that. And it's like going down the rabbit hole. So, anyway, that's it. But it's a very spiritual cycle. And if you understand it in that context, then the matters of love and other things like that, there are ways to get it. But chasing after it is not going to be with the cycle you are in this year. Okay. So, anyway, thank you. I enjoyed that one. I enjoy all of them, really. Okay. They Sean Harris was saying, I was just going over material from your course in Udemy. Thank you. In fact, my course is now on sale. Alrighty. Since let me get to that a second to show you what I mean. Um, Today is a flash sale. Alrighty. This course, my course, Learn from Lloyd How to Read a Person Like a Book, and Learn from Lloyd The Next Step in Numerology are now on sale. You see what the original price is, and you see what it is now. Actually, it's less than lunch for two. You own it. And then you take the course. You go to my website, though, to get the discount. You go to Lloyd-Strayhorn, LLoyd Strayhorn, Strayhorn. And then upon graduation or finishing either one or both, you get this certification saying that you have, and you own it for life. So you can always review it. You can always reach out to me. You can always join me on Clubhouse if you have any questions. But I do want to thank you for that. But this is what I do, and I'm very very proud of the fact that our sister Jackie Levine put this together for me, and I mean really made it happen. So all you women are great. I don't care. Nikki Monty has done the music. All the ladies I know, Jackie Barrios especially. If it wasn't for Jackie Barrios, there wouldn't even be a conversation about this. But this is my class. This is a 24-hour sale. If you live on the East Coast, it ends at 12 midnight. If you're on the West Coast, it ends at 3 a.m. in the morning. So jump on it. Jump on it. And also, let me see this. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Although it says April, the May monthly forecast newsletter, which is absolutely free. All you got to do is go to my website, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com, absolutely free, and sign up for it. You should have it according to the person who sends it out to everybody between tonight and tomorrow, or by the same time tomorrow, East Coast or West Coast. You should have it in your mailbox. Go to learn Lloyd-Strayhorn.com, and when you sign in, all you do is leave your name, of course. You can leave your birthday. You got an option to do that, but more importantly, you got to leave your email address. And as I tell everybody, I repeat, I do not sell your email addresses. I don't do that. If I got something going, Kai, who co-writes the monthly newsletter, hers is KaiaFrench.com. If y'all got something with that, do send it. So whether you send the email, sign up at her site, KaiaFrench.com, or Lloyd-Strayhorn.com, you will get a free monthly newsletter. Alrighty, so I'm got a little ahead of myself, but that was very interesting. And this is how you do it. Alrighty. So now let's go back to see who is okay. Nope, not banners. Oh, by the way, I made up a banner too. So let me show you. This is my banner. Okay. So for those that want to get in touch with me, you can do so. And you see there, you can contact me. I'm on Instagram, where you can do that. And by the way, I'm noticing some of my metaphysical colleagues are having some challenges. Here's what I mean. I was watching Samuel Reynolds, a prominent astrologer out of Brooklyn. He's in Arizona now at a conference, and he made the statement that a couple of my past guests have said that evidently people are using names to solicit readings. My guests don't do that. I don't do that. And you got to check. My name is LLoyd. They might spell it Loyd. They'll misspell it. So you got to look for those little things. And here's one thing to be note and share with anybody who you know. I will never ever ask you that you need a reading and you need it now. I don't roll like that. Normally, when I read a person, y'all call me or contact me. I don't contact you. I'm busy. I've got a lot on my plate. I've got a lot of projects I'm about to complete. So I don't have the time to say, hey, I think you need a reading. You need to give me a call. If you get from that, be clear. So check. They may have Strayhorn with an E on the end. So please be careful, folks, when you respond. And for those of you who, especially who listen to this show, be clear and spread it to the people you know. Lloyd Strayhorn will never reach out to you and say you need a reading. And then it's from the same people because they always say love. Okay, you need a reading, love. I don't talk to people like that. Okay, I really don't. I'm professional. I always treat people with respect. Okay, so I don't get all familiar like that. No, love. No, I don't do that. So what I'm saying is, fortunately, that hasn't happened to me, but I'm saying that I understand when people start their shows begin to take on traction, then you got some knucklehead that's, I guess, jealous or whatever the case is and going to try to rip you off. I do not, I repeat, I do not and never will solicit you to say you need a reading, much less put at the end of it love. If so, be careful. I would rather you not. Get in touch with me at my website, lloyd-strayhorn.com, and schedule an appointment. Now, that's how I roll with it, okay? That's at the bottom of the banner. That's exactly how I do it. If you want to get the free newsletter, so go to lloyd-strayhorn.com. If you now want to sign up for the discount, since my class is on a 24-hour sale and it ends at 12 midnight tonight, 3 o'clock on the West Coast, do that at that site. That's where you register. Okay, so there are three things: schedule an appointment, free monthly newsletter, and enroll in the class. I do not. I repeat, and you must watch. Sometimes we don't pay attention. Somebody has misspelled my name today. It was spelled, I'll tell you, it was LLYOD. That is not my name. But if you're not paying attention, you might go for it. But the clue is, and I'm telling you, the key is I will never ever solicit from you. I don't do that. I have ethics. There are certain ethics in what I do. And one of them is I'm not going to solicit you. Now, if I ain't heard from you in the New York Minute like 10, 15 years, listen, sister, you need an update. That might be it. But then they call me. I don't contact you. So just keep that in mind, please. All right. Because you got some real shaky people out in this joint, okay? And I don't want you to get caught up in it too. Miss Sean Harris, thank you very, very much for that. And that's my email at the my banner at the bottom. Okay, so good. Got that in clubhouses every day at 7. So now let me go back to the comments and let me go to the other comments. Okay. She was Natalie Crawford asked about our partner. I think I did that. I think they were born September 21st of 80, 70. Yeah, I believe I did that. Please show love by hitting the thumbs up button. Yeah, there's a thumbs up or a bell or something. I never see it. I don't know where it is. But whatever it is, if you do that, that's a reminder. And again, for those that want to like, share, and subscribe, beautiful. But I would prefer you be genuine and authentic about it. Don't be fake. I really don't have time for that either. Okay. Let's be very sincere as much as possible. Okay. All righty. Anyway, so let's go. Okay. Here we go. Uh, some people really desperate out here. And I would say you're actually right. And it is really sad. This is the comment from Foxy Moon Premier. Yeah, they're desperate. And instead of working hard like we all do, all the people that come on my show, every single one of them has stepped out on faith to do this for the benefit of humanity. Obviously, they don't get paid a ton of money, so obviously their goal is about making a ton of money, but show support. That's why I push the cash app part first, because they do have family. Um and 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 I've struggled. I've really struggled. I know the feeling of making the decision. Was I crazy, or did I make a mistake by doing this and whatnot? But I can tell you, for those of you who are doing this on your own, stick to it, because the laws of compensation, it's almost as if the source of the creator will test you to see if this is what you want. So it's not only me, but whatever your profession is, whatever you decide you found your passion is, and you decide you want to step out on your own to do something, even if you may not have all the answers. Well, how am I going to support my family? Do this and the other. Step out on faith, because if you're doing it for the right reasons, this is the human math. If you do things for the right reason, you get the right results. The false math is if you do things for the wrong reason, ultimately you get the wrong results. It may not be now, but it'll be later. So if you're doing the right things for the right reason, especially if you're helping humanity, especially if you feel passionate about it, you should definitely do this without question. Okay, let me see. Okay, let me see who else I can get here. When somebody says, when did the sale end? This is a 24-hour sale. So what time is it? About nearly 8 o'clock. So on the West Coast, I mean the East Coast, it ends in 4 hours. So jump on it now. I will do it at the end of the show. And if you're on the West Coast, you got several more hours to do, 7 hours as against 4. But the point is, do it tonight. You see the cost of it. I mean, it's dirt cheap. You have no excuse. Y'all got enough money to save to get your hair done, your nails, your feet, manicure, pedicure, whatever they call that. Guys, y'all can get a haircut, get your beard shaped up, look great, some cologne, smell good for the ladies. But that's it. Okay. Somebody asked me, did I get in touch with Godmother Shava? No, but if you know how to, I can get in touch with Shava, please let me know. Because I have lost contact with some people since I kind of stayed low key. Let me see. Okay, thank you. Let me see. Okay, I've got Hood Cook, and they are born on the 18th of January of 1969. Now, this particular individual is an earth sign with a fire number. When I teach, I've been teaching so many years, I've found a way to make it incredibly simple. And one of them is start with the elements, because the elements will tell you something. This person is an earth sign. Earth is very pragmatic, very grounded, very down to earth, very conservative. A lot of common sense comes in and mother wit. All right. Then they have a fire number. Now, fire, we all know that fire can be warm, but fire can also make everybody get up out the room too. Okay. So that means they bring to the table at the same time that practicality, passion, and a desire to succeed and determine. And then because this person is born on the 18th of 9, nines always have a good opinion of themselves. They don't care what Lloyd Strayhorn think. What does this brother know about me? Okay. As far as I'm concerned, I'm the greatest thing since ice cream. Not all nines, but the majority of the nines feel this particular way, born on the 9th, 18th, or the 27th. It also indicates from the year they're born that they may have had a touch in their career relating to law enforcement, the military, construction, or handling tools, machines, or instruments. And some of the best surgeons actually are born on the 18th day. Some of the best mediums, because 18 denotes the power of mediumship, the ability to go in and out of the visible and invisible world. The perfect example was Edgar Casey, the sleeping prophet. Okay, so if you read any of his books, a man very ordinary, smoked cigarettes all darn day, but when he went into a trance, the man just transformed totally. But that is the power of mediumship, the ability to go in and out of the visible and invisible world. It's like the material world warring against the spiritual side of man. Okay, so there's a lot to this. There's so much to this, and so this is how this person would be. So Hood Cook, first of all, your key or most important numbers are the 9, 8, and 6 in that order. So that means Tuesday rules the number 9, then Saturday rules the number 8, and then Friday rules the number 6. So the calendar would say, as we know it, from Sunday to Saturday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. Your calendar, though, says Tuesday's always first, then Saturday's always second, then Friday's always third. But no matter which, you now have your power days to make the decisions that count. Going out to the gym, bowling, hanging out with the people, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about when you have to make a decision of consequence. These are your power days. I call them lucky days, but they're really your power days. Those are days where you're in the right place at the right time in perfect harmony with the universe. That's what I'm talking about. That things go incredibly well. But we'll have those days where you say, this day went incredibly well, but they don't get the connection that, yeah, it happened to be one of your best days. But once you are aware of it, then you can plot and plan with deliberation to therefore be in that right place at that right time to do what you need to do for yourself. Okay. So that's the important thing. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. This is Candy Dowell. So glad to you the guest. Me too. Me too. I don't get a chance because normally when I'm the guest, the only thing that some people say I talk too much. I'm an air sign. What do you want from me? Okay. And I'm human too. And I love to ask questions. Some of my family members, Junior, you always ask so many questions. But in nowadays, the 21st century, you better ask questions. This is why I tell all of my viewers you either think for yourself or somebody will do your thinking for you. That's all I can say. All right. And I think the proof is in the pudding based on what's out here right nowadays. Anyway, this person, Kendall, is born 315. So she is a Pisces 6 person. Now, the compound number 15 denotes money, gifts, and favors from others. 6 also rules the vocal cords, which means she would have made an excellent singer, an excellent vocalist, or let's say she's a receptionist. And when people call and they talk to the boss, they say, you know, your receptionist, she sounds so pleasant, she's so sweet, stuff like that. But 6s can also be very stubborn too, so don't play candy. That's all I'm saying. Don't mess with the sister like that because her voice sounds sweet and melodic. That you think, okay, I can get over on this. She don't work like that. Her 6s represents what is called the sixth sense. And here's the thing: not only is she born on 315, she's born on 315 in the afternoon. So that means her son is sitting in the eighth house. That's where her son is sitting. Her son is sitting in the eighth house, somewhere near the ninth house, but that's where it would be. And I would imagine Hood Mystics and others in this game, Dominic, can confirm that if they looked at the chart from this particular person's birthday. But the point is this person would do well in either the arts, they would do well in business like banking, real estate, law, working for the government, or they would do well in the service industry, teaching, counseling, social worker, nurse, personal trainer, life coach, psychologist, psychiatrist, Reiki master, healer, things of that nature. So this particular woman has a lot of skill sets that she can bring to the public. And one of the thing about 6s, if you notice, whether the person's born on the 6th, the 15th, or the 24th, they are always a work in progress. They always want to be better persons. They always want to go to school. So that tells me Candy's probably either went to school, finished school, about to sign up for school, something, something. She cannot help it. Let's say she had children. They say, Mom, I'm dropping out of school. Well, they're not going to live on her roof, okay? And think you ain't going to go to school and go live on my roof. The 6 people don't play that, especially the 6 women. They have a love and abiding respect for education and they have a very strong sense of right and wrong and justice. That's why if you cross them and they feel they're right, you got problems on your hands, right, Candy? Okay. So anyway, I'm sure Candy's not all that bad. But anyway, her lucky numbers are the 6, 3, and 9, which are the Tesla numbers. Those who understand the 3, 6, and 9. And one day I'm going to talk about that too, or have somebody talk about that on the show about how powerful the 3, the 6, and the 9 is. In fact, the casinos are based upon the 3, 6, 9 principles. A lot of things. These stars in astrology, the symbols, the aspects of reading are based upon the 3, 6, 9 principles. You know, a square, uh, 90 degrees, opposition 180 degrees, going full circle 300. The planets move every 30 degrees. You know, I mean, it's all 3, 6s, and 9s. So that's a perfect example just right there in the home of astrology for those that have mastered this ancient African science, because that's exactly what it is. So that means, again, your lucky numbers are Friday, Thursday, and Tuesdays. Your days work backwards. It's not Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Yours is Friday first, then Thursday second, then Tuesday. And that's it. That's how your days are. Okay. And she also read a person like a book. So I would never play the sister. You can, but I don't think that would work too well. So thank you very, very much, Candy, for that. Um, yes, and as Foxy Premier said, seriously, we all need to let sometime God step in. We are so busy trying to tell God when to do it, how much we need, that we really need to just have faith in the source. I call it the source. You know, people want to say God, Jehovah, all that. Because people are always at odds with war with these religious denominations. I just say the source. And people who are like mine understand exactly what the source means. Okay. That which is higher than yourself. Okay. So, and every nation, every group of people know there's a higher source, that they always look to the heavens for divine justice. Okay. So you get caught up in the names and stuff like that. I tell people don't get caught up into it. Okay, here we go. We got this other person, ascending being, number 9. They're born September the 28th of 1990. The time is at 4:43 a.m. So that means they're technically somewhere around about in the second house, somewhere around there. Second house moving up to the first house. But anyway, this person is an air sign with a fire number. So that tells me that this person is in lockstep with their elements. Their elements are in combination. But, it also indicates that this person started out old, attracting older relationships into their space. But as they got older, they got younger. The only thing about 28 in the tarot is called the divorce number. And it means not divorce through marriage, but the divorce through misplaced trust, bad advice, and legal entanglements. So in this case, especially with Mercury approaching uh, retrograde on the 10th in a matter of days, and let's say you got some things going contractually, you should make sure, I say, sir, I don't know why I got this male feeling, but whoever you are, you should make sure you double check anything of a document that they just push under your nose and say, sign right here. Not with the days coming up, you should not do that because you think like a lawyer anyway. In fact, from your birthday, you should have been a lawyer or doctor or scientist. So think like a lawyer or doctor or scientist, or go into paralegal, paramedical, or whatever the case is like that too. Very strong will. Your birthday suggests you wear glasses or should wear glasses because each number rules a part of the body. And that part of the body from his birthday governs the eyes and the lower back and high blood pressure and things like that. That's another topic we can get into down the road. It doesn't conflict with AMA because these have been here way before AMA even came on the scene. The ancients always knew. If you get the oldest astrology book, they will always tell you what area of the body is governed based upon the planet or the number of your birthday. All right, way before AMA got here. So I don't have no problems. You know what I'm saying? Some people might, I understand, but these are ancient African sciences. So that's the only thing I can go on. Anyway, your numbers are the 149. So these are leadership numbers, the 1 and the 9, and it means that Sundays and Tuesdays are your best days, and in a minor way, Thursday. So that is the order of yours. Yours goes in sequence with the week, which is Sunday's always first, Tuesday's always second, Thursday is always third. Okay. And it indicates this year you're in a 7 personal year because when I added your birthday, October the 28th to the year 2022, that's a 7. So 7 is the seeker of wisdom, the seeker of knowledge, the seeker of self-discovery. That's why it makes you go inside of yourself to kind of like figure out why you're doing what the things you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a year to chase, but to attract. And how you attract is simply think about it. So if you're thinking about things negative, that's exactly what will be attracted to you. But if you think about with direction and see it on a mental screen of your mind, just create a movie. In our imagination, we're in a job, we bored to death. Our imagination is everywhere but in that office. So kind of take that context, but see the image of where you want to go in the mental screen of your mind, a relationship movie, a finance movie, whatever the case is, and let that come. And then once you hold on to it just a couple of minutes. It all depends. If you're in the meditation, hold on to it longer. But the point is, once you do it, then let go, let God, and go about your business. Do not ask, well, how are we going to do that? When we going to do it? The source don't work that way. Everybody and their mother's pulling at the source. You must understand this. So you must let the source do what it does when it is time to do what it does. And if you understand that, you'll never have a problem. Okay. So anyway, thank you, thank you, thank you. Did I get your best days? Yes, your best days are Sunday and Tuesday and Thursday. That's exactly right. Okay. Thank you. And you know your numbers are the 149. So this is Jennifer. Now, Jennifer is a borderline case, not to do with any mental state of mind, but she's on the 21st. So she's cusping. People born on the 20th, the 21st, or the 22nd of any month in the calendar are called cusp children. And it's simply a fancy way of saying, listen, I got a foot in one sign I'm about to leave, Gemini, and I got a foot in another sign I'm about to go into, which is Cancer. So I noticed that people normally born on the 20th, 21st, 22nd, as I said early in the show, tend to read both signs when they're coming up as kids or young adults. And normally by the time they reach adulthood, they know whether I fall more in the Gemini side of the equation, or I fall more in the Cancerian side. So, Jennifer, if you think you are a Gemini, for example, your lucky numbers or key or important numbers to unlock the safe to your heart to get in to know you better would be the 3, the 6, and the 5. But if you are a Cancer, that changes the equation, and your numbers would be the 3, 2, and 7. So, if you're a Gemini, which is 3, 6, and 5, it means Thursday, Fridays, and Wednesdays are your best days. Not Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but Thursday first, then Friday second, then Wednesday third. However, if you feel you're a Cancerian, then the 3, 2, and 7, that means Thursday is still your best day, followed by Monday, followed by Friday. That will be the order. But if you know what sign you feel you are at this point in time, then do that. All right. And I'm gonna take a couple more people too. This is good, and I'm really thanking everybody very much. This is David Lofton. Now, David Lofton is June the 25th. He is a water sign with a water number. So that means, David, if you get into your feelings, as people like to say nowadays, okay, especially around the full of the moon, well, Cancer is ruled by the moon and the 7 is ruled by the moon. So whenever there's a full moon period, which would be, in fact, since we had the new moon on the 30th of April, that means the full moon is coming up somewhere between the 14th and the 16th of May, and Mercury will be retrograde. So let's say you're in a situation, you with your lady or with a partner or something like that, and things kind of get a little misunderstanding. Don't let the emotional side throw you off your center. That's what that means, buddy. It means your key numbers are the 7, 2, and 6, and Mondays and Fridays are always your best days without question, okay? And since the compound number 25 denotes one, which means the power of observations, the ability to observe very, very closely. And the one thing versus the 7th, the 16th, and the 25th, which makes the 25th to stand out, this is the number that's always safe on water. Now, I tell people born on the 25th, you don't get out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean and try to tempt fate. I'm not talking about that, but I'm just saying, let's say you're in the Caribbean or having fun and there's a boating incident for which you did not expect. More than likely, you will be one of the survivors that come ashore. That's all. So anyway, those are your lucky numbers. Sevens like to worry. Cancers are very sensitive, and they are very, very private. So that would be the nature. Okay, this is Annette Hood. She is born September the 24th of 1979, born at 12:31 a.m. So that means she's born somewhere around, because that's at 6. She's born somewhere around about the fourth house, the fifth house, somewhere around there, or close, or straddling it. All depends. Anyway, though, because 12 midnight is at the bottom of the chart in a horoscope, so that would be 12 midnight. So that means she's technically, definitely, without question, in the third house. She's customing the third house, okay, of the four. Anyway, that means, so since she is a Libra 6 person, and this year favors Librans, and anybody born on the 6th, the 15th, or the 24th, this is your year, Annette Hood. You would be my new best friend in that case. And what happens is, so when I took the month and day she's born, September the 24th, and added it to 2022, the year I want to know about what's going on now, she happens to be in a 3 personal year, which is beautiful because her numbers are the 6, the 3, and the 9. So that tells me Friday, Thursdays, and Tuesdays are always her best days. FTT, Friday 1st, Thursday 2nd, Tuesday 3rd. Those are her power days, the days to make decisions, the days to enter into contract, the days to plead your case before a judge or whatever the case is, ask for that raise, go on an interview. Timing is everything. And God already knows that. Why you think fish know when to swim upstream? Birds know when to fly to Capistrano, as they say. Or herds of migration go from north to south or south to north, or whichever way they go. They go somewhere. But they all do it by an internal clock set by nature, what we do too. But as humans, we've now gotten supposedly sophisticated. We think we can control the universe, block out the sun, whatever the case is. And so what is happening is that we forget that if we pay close attention to our inner biological clock, we too can tell. For example, I'll ask a woman, what do you think your best days are? 9 times out of 10 on a scale from 8 to 10, they know at least 1 out of 2 or 3 of their best days. Talk to guys, Well, is it, Super Bowl night? Is it March Madness night? Basketball, whatever the case is. So, but we men are with testosterone, so our energy is totally different. But women are more in accord to the natural biological clock. And this is why they can tell. They can even tell what periods of the year seem to be best for them. We guys, well, is it baseball season? Is it basketball season? If it's football season, we got that down. We know those seasons. We got that down pat. So this is what I'm saying. So anyway, it indicates that you would do well in that as a teacher, social worker, counselor, artist, painter, designer, fashionista, singer, anything that deals with the arts, with law, medicine, real estate, also of service in any way from a teacher to a counselor to nurse to professor, social worker. These would be your things. So I think I'm spilling over and I'm going to read about two more people. And they said their name is Ebony. She's born December the 13th. So she is a fire sign with an air number. And they said about 13, those who understand the 13 is given power and dominion. But if you misuse the power of the 13, it wreaks havoc and destruction. So that means, young lady, that you should at all times, Ebony, make sure you live on the higher side of 13, since it is considered one of the karmic numbers in the number scope. Okay. Born in White Plains at 1:53 p.m. So since 12 midnight, since 12 noon is at the top of the chart, going there, that means she's probably somewhere in the ninth house, her son. Okay, and I learned this technique from one of my students. Okay, so I've noticed that the students I teach now are now giving me something. Every single one I've taught over the last 10, 15 years has, it's almost as there's a shift. There's a shift. So I just don't teach to teach. I'm teaching and learning. And I love that. I love that. This is why I tell all my students, y'all got to write. I'm later for that. Just don't read my books. Y'all got to write and put your imprint. And King Simon has mastered that. This brother's written 4 books like I have. I wrote 6 books, so he's got to play catch up. But the point is that we can do this. This is an ancient African science. No one should be offended. No one, it is a fact. It is a fact of the matter. It is proven in all of the history that if you do the research. So one shouldn't get uptight, but one should embrace this, and it's to service all of humanity. It's not just for people of color. It's to service anyone that walks this planet Earth, no matter what part of the human family they come from. It is to be of service to humanity. We are just the originators of this ancient metaphysical science. That's all. Anyway, so your numbers are the 4, 1, and 3. That means your best days are always on a Sunday, a Thursday, and then a wind away a Monday. So the calendar would say Sunday, Monday, Thursday, but it is Sunday first, Thursday second, then Monday is the third best choice. But these are your power days, the power days to make decisions, ask for raise, go on interviews, go into a hospital for a procedure. Timing is everything. And it also indicates on one hand, you attract older persons, younger persons, persons from different cultures and long distance relationship too, because I'm looking at the Uranus Jupiter concept in your chart, which the astrologist could explain with more greater finesse than I can. All righty. So I thank you very, very much. Let me do one more and then I'm going to sign off with this one. Somebody said donations to dollar sign numbers and you. Yeah, I forgot to take that off. But if you do want to, for those of you who do want to donate, that's cool. That's cool. I'm not going to stop nobody, but I will never repeat. I will never solicit you for money. You will never get something off my Instagram. And it seems to be coming through the IG. So somebody up there is trying to rip the IG off. With my guess, mostly is coming that way. And I'm saying Lloyd Strayhorn will never, ever, ever, ever say, yo, you need a reading, love, because that's how it normally ends. That's the tip right there. And you need it now. Okay. No, you don't need it now. You might want it now, but you don't need it now. And so my name is often has been misspelled like today it's LLYOD. No, it's LLOYD. And there's no E at the end of the name Strayhorn either. It's Strayhorn. I just don't want nobody to take advantage of you under my name because I'm not down with that. I would feel very, very bad if that would have happened. So please, when you get these little things, pay attention, read carefully because they're hoping you don't do it. Okay. Now they've got images. They'll take logos from banks and all this stuff. Your bank account has been closed, or you can go to your bank and please click on the link. So people are like, say, let me click on the link. My neighbor bank was tied up like that. He clicked on the link and had problems ever since. They had to switch up banks. So what I'm saying is you must pay attention. You got some people that don't want to do the work. You got some people that would rather uh, be. You got some people that would rather just do this, what they call the easy way, but it takes advantage of people. So everybody, I want to thank you very much. Let me see. Let me do one more. Okay. This is Dawn. Okay, I'm going to read Dawn. She is a fire sign with a fire number. She is in a 3 personal year. So this is an example where her personal year is matching her date of birth. So anytime the personal year is matching the person's date of birth, that is a very good sign. So this is her year to think expansiveness. This is a year to think improvement. This, and then she's heading it. And then when I add her 3 personal year to the 5th calendar month, this month of May, which is one of her months, because her best months are March, April, May, October, November, December. Since May is one of her power months and she'll be entering an 8 personal month, yo, Dawn, things is about to pop, okay? Financially, romantically, and everything else for that matter. All righty. So I want to thank everybody. But before I do, let me give my banner one more time, which I rarely do. Is this it? Yep, this is it here. As you see it, Lloyd Strayhorn, Lloyd Strayhorn. Notice how my name is spelled. It ain't no LLYO. It's LLOYD. And notice there's no E at the back of my name. And this is to try to ward off those people that might try to trick you out of spending your money when I don't solicit anybody. The way it is, if you want something, you go to my website, lloyd-strayhorn.com. One, you can sign up to get an appointment for a session if you want to. Two, you also go there to sign up for the free monthly newsletter. May will be out within 24 hours. By the same time tomorrow night, you will have it. Then 3, take advantage of my online course, which is on sale. I'm also in Clubhouse under Numbers in You, but the name is called Learn from Lloyd with Numerology, and that's each Thursday at 7 p.m. And there's my cash up there, $ Numbers in You, for my books, my shows, my T-shirts, everything else I give. Okay, so I think that does that. Let me get this off. Let me tell you who is going to be my special guest this Wednesday leading up to Mother's Day. And here we go. This is Jennifer. We've had Jennifer on earlier this year talking about her beautiful daughter, Sarah, for which I am proudly to say the godfather, okay? And I take my role seriously because I love kids, okay? So I'm the godfather of her. And one of my favorite beautiful ladies is Ari, who is looking at me, can't wait to finish. She's got me on FaceTime and looking at me, hi, honey. So anyway, I'll be with her in a moment. But this will be on my show this May the 4th, leading up to Mother's Day. And we're going to be talking. Again, I want to let people know to please take advantage of the course. It's on sale. And by the way, let me take this off a second and do this. People have asked me about this bead I wear. This is a bliss bead, okay? This bead was developed by Hank Rising's son that also developed these magnetic bracelets that I wear too. Okay. I can't go anywhere without somebody, ladies, men, this, everybody always asks me about the bliss bead. So I said, you know what? Let me drag Hank up into this. And so here is his website. If you want a bead like I have, a bliss bead, or if you want to get these magnetic bracelets, which helps balance the blood in the system, this is his site. Okay, his website is allgoneforus.com. Tell him Lloyd Strayhorn sent you. Don't be shy. So, because so many people have asked me about this bliss bead. I mean, I almost every day I go out. What's that? Oh, that's nice. Some kind of compliment or comment about it. And so I can't explain it. That's why I'm going to have Hank on in the not so distant future so he can explain these magnetic things. He doesn't have an apartment, he has a lab. That's what he has. Okay. And you'd have to go to it, that I've been privileged to visit and see that. So that's it. So, one last thing again, please sign up for the class. It's a 24-hour flash sale that ends at 12 midnight tonight or 3 a.m. on the West Coast. Take advantage of it. It's easy to learn. It's a it's a go at your own pace. Okay, it's what they call on demand. Whenever you demand to go visit it, okay, you can do it in a day or a week. You can do it in a couple of months or whatever. And after each course that you finish, there is the certification that you get verifying that you have completed the course. I do have another project coming up that I'm going to be introducing at some point. I'll tell you more about that down the road. This is a free monthly newsletter that you will get. All you got to do is go to the website LLoyd-Strayhorn.com or KaraFrench.com, because we both do the newsletter jointly. But you should be getting it either late tonight because the person is out the country, but either late tonight or by the same time tomorrow, you will have it in your boxes. Okay. So with that, I want to thank everybody and thank you for being a guest. I really enjoyed this. I could keep reading. I could do this for hours. I mean, I have such passion for this. And that's the point. Wherever your passion is, mine's happen to be for numbers. Whatever yours is, if you know you'll do this just out of the pure love of doing it, then you know you found your passion. The payment will come. You may not have the answers yet. And as I said, I've questioned myself, my own sanity when in my struggle. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing much better now than I did before. But I had serious questions. Did I make the right decision stepping out of the corporate world? And I can say, yes, I have no regrets, none. So, everybody, I want to thank you very, very much. Have a nice day. I will look forward to seeing you on Wednesday with my very special guest, a special mom, and she is very special. And for those of you who saw her before, you will understand exactly what I'm saying. But she will have my goddaughter on Sarah. Okay. So I thank everybody very, very much. And y'all have a nice day. And I'll see y'all in a couple of days. Okay. Bye bye.